Coach Agostino, the head basketball coach for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Christian Chicas, with your co-host. Yeah, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Wyandanch versus Amityville's game. And there's definitely a lot of energy in the atmosphere. We have a lot more people in attendance than usual. And we even have the third bleacher set up in the gym, whereas typically we only have the two. But before we go into Amityville versus Wyandanch's game, let's go into Amityville's previous game, Amityville versus Eastport South Manor. Talking a little bit about this game, in the first and second quarter, Amityville went 11 and then 21, with Eastport South Manor following up with 25 and 16 points.
There was actually a big impact as Dickerson topped the score with 27 points. And as the upcoming star in there was Dodson Isabella with a 5 3-pointer.
Yeah, like my co-host Melissa Santos said, Amir Dickerson and Dodson Isabel did both play a really good game against Eastport South Manor. And they really did put in that effort that we usually see from both players. As we saw, as my co-host mentioned, Amir Dickerson scored 27 points, 3 of those being from a 3-pointer, while Dodson Isabel scored 14 points. However, he scored 4 3-pointers that game, meaning maybe Amityville is getting a little more used to playing outside the arc, because from previous matches, we usually see that Amityville isn't trying to play for those 3-pointers as much. But in this game specifically, we saw Dodson, Isabel, Clinton, and Dickerson all score 3-pointers.
But at the same time, they kind of they won with 2 points as they were kind of struggling against a player, McGowan, which was a defense backbone. So that was kind of struggle, but they kind of made it up with a win of 76-74.
Yeah, like Melissa said, they definitely did struggle with Brady McGowan on Eastport South Manor's team, as he scored 35 points and 3 5-pointers. So if he scored 3 5-pointers, he's really matching the energy of Amityville's team. And it just makes us wonder, is Amityville able to shut down key players like McGowan? If we see another key player, which I'm pretty sure we will in today's matchup against Wyandanch, will Amityville be able to shut down that player, or will that player be able to thrive and really push through
the game today?
Yeah, so really we're looking at a player called Jeremiah Webb, who performs pretty well in Wyandanch's game. And Wyandanch currently has a 15-0 League 5 record, with Amityville second place with 12-2. So this really is a heated match today, especially because it's a rematch. And as much energy as they're in the crowd, I think both teams can feel it. But we can get a little more insight from Coach Agostino of the Amityville basketball team.
This is Sean Kruder. Welcome to the Coach's Show. We're going to be interviewing head coach Agostino today. And first question, a few days ago you guys traveled to ESM, and it took double overtime, but you guys got the win. What does that say about your team being able to overcome a slow start?
Well, I've said it many times here that you guys know we deal with adversity pretty well. And, definitely adversity hit us in the first quarter, but we just kept grinding, playing together, playing hard, and we pulled out the victory.
Yeah, Dejon Clinton was clutch in their victory during overtime. He's been an important senior for you guys this year. And what does that say about his growth as a player throughout his time with you?
He really is an amazing player. He gives so much to the team, more than scoring, more than rebound, his leadership. And I'm so happy to see that he did step up in a big moment, and he usually turns it up in the big games.
The last time that you guys played Wyandanch, you guys lost on a buzzer beater. And how'd that affect you guys after the loss? And is that on your mind today, and you guys looking for revenge after that?
Of course. Come on, we want to. The rivalry is the greatest rivalry in Long Island basketball history. There's no greater rivalry between than any other schools, Amityville and Wyandanch. It goes way back, more than before even I was born. It's a tremendous, tremendous rivalry, and it's always going to be a battle. It doesn't matter what the records are. It's a lot to do with bragging rights.
Yeah, and this long rivalry with Wyandanch. Both towns are very excited. I'm sure this gym is going to be packed. You see all these bleachers coming out. And how does that add on to the matchup, especially with the outcome of the last match and Wyandanch being undefeated in league play?
Well, I think the big thing now is social media has blown this game up more than I even expected. It's a league game, regardless of what anybody. We get to the county championship against them, that's when it's really going to see the crowd come out and see the whole atmosphere change. But for a regular season game, there's no bigger one than this.
Yeah, and what adjustments have you made after the last matchup against Wyandanch, and what is going to be your keys to be winning today?
Well, the keys, they know, Aaron knows, everybody knows it never changes. We give maximum effort, play unselfishly, play together. We're going to be in great shape. What we're going to do a little bit differently, we're going to rebound the ball a lot better. That's the real big key on the defensive end. If we rebound, keep them off the offensive glass, we'll be fine.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck today.
That was awesome, man. These guys good.
Thank you, Coach Agostino, for that delightful insight. However, with the Amityville versus Wyandanch game today, we also have to look at Wyandanch's previous game against West Hampton.
As Wyandanch has versed West Hampton, as they have won with 2 points. But as it looks, that as their first quarter, West Hampton was in the lead, but going more on, Wyandanch kept going on. But as Amityville. But it also shows that how Amityville already fought West Hampton before and they won. So what Christian said earlier, how this could be a really rough game today, as Wyandanch as well beat West Hampton with 2 points. And as well
West Hampton also lost to Amityville. However, when Amityville won against West Hampton, it was a 13-point difference compared to Wyandanch's 2-point difference. In Wyandanch, Jeremiah Webb again performing with 32 points, 15 free throws. However, Anthony Wilkinson performed with 18 points, so that's also another player to watch out for in today's game against Amityville versus Wyandanch. So coming into the Amityville versus Wyandanch game, their previous matchup looked pretty good. However, Amityville lost by 1 point. Going into the quarters, Amityville was in the lead initially in the first and second quarter, started losing at the third quarter. However, in the fourth quarter, it came down to a narrow buzzer beater of 3 points, which we would like to play the highlight for you now. So as you're going to see coming up in this highlight, you're going to see one of Wyandanch's players score a 3-point buzzer beater. Where he just hit the 3-point buzzer beater, and you can really tell that Amityville was feeling that pressure from that 3-point buzzer beater. They're if I was someone that lost at a 3-point buzzer beater, I would honestly be agitated, wouldn't you?
I would as well. But at the same time, I have hope with Amityville today, as in the beginning they were starting to win it, but they struggled more on. But I have really high hopes for Amityville today, as they probably improved and already know what skills and what Wyandanch is going to do today.
Like my co-host said, Amityville isn't losing hope, as this was a narrow game, and only losing to a 3-point buzzer beater, you can just imagine, we were performing the best throughout the entire game. We were consistently on top with points, only scoring less points in the third and fourth quarter. So if we're consistently on top of points, we're consistently scoring more points, then we can definitely win the game against Amityville versus Wyandanch today. So that's probably what Amityville is thinking in their head right now. What do you think Wyandanch is thinking?
I feel like Wyandanch is thinking that they already have another win, as they already fought Amityville before and they won. But at the same time, they gotta rethink, because Amityville could be re-improved and beat them this game.
Yeah, I think Amityville could re-improve, because really, now that they went through this matchup before, they really don't need as much time to adapt to each other. So the initial lead that Amityville had in the first 2 quarters could no longer be there. It could be a much closer game, because if they need to adapt less, then there's less time for Amityville to score points, less time for Wyandanch to score points as well, because Amityville is already adapted to Wyandanch, if we're going off this premise that they've fought each other again. So if they both already have some type of adaptation to each other and they bring that into today's game, they're both going to need something new. They're going to need something to help them get in the lead.
As Wyandanch, as Webb scored 19 points, which was the highest one, and in which someone how they beat Amityville. And then as the third point, Pregame with
So Joshua Pregame was the second highest scorer on Wyandanch's team with 13 points and 2 3-pointers. So maybe we're seeing 3-pointers from Wyandanch, but also, as in this game, we see almost no 3-pointers from Amityville's team in the previous matchup against Wyandanch. However, in their previous matchup against East Southport Manor, we saw a total of 6 3-pointers compared to the 2 in Wyandanch's previous game. So, what do you think? Is Amityville going to go for more 3-pointers? Do you think they're going to go for more plays in the paint?
I feel like Amityville would do more 3-pointers, as I have very high hopes. But as I feel like they would do more 3-pointers, as they could do 2 3-pointers, as they did one, as Dickerson did one as well. So he could do another one.
Yeah. Also in this game, we see Takai Mason come out and show as the second highest scorer in the game against Wyandanch, where in previous games he wasn't scoring as much. So really coming into this game, there's a lot of things at stake. There's a lot of factors playing into this game. And what do you think is going to come into the game? What are your keys to the game?
I think my keys for today is that probably I would want to see that Dickerson makes a 2 3-pointer or even more, and with winning with like a score of probably a 70 to a 35, and to shut down Webb, as he made the most points, and as well Joshua Pregame, as he made a 2 3-pointers.
Thank you for your keys to the game. Again, this is the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Coming up next is tip-off, so stay with us as the game starts in a mere 1 minute.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Amityville and Wyandanch meet again in a clash of the Warriors, with Wyandanch taking the win last time these teams met up with the last-minute 3-pointer by Jeremiah Webb beating the clock. Which team of Warriors will take home the win in tonight's rematch? Find out now on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is Wesley Flythe, small forward for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
It's time for Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm Aaron Kruder, here with Sean Kruder. And we're here so ready tonight for tonight's matchup we're with the Amityville Warriors matching up against the Wyandanch Warriors. A pretty good rematch coming up with the Wyandanch won last time a few weeks ago against Amityville. The crowd is pretty packed here.
Yep, I mean, I've never seen a crowd like this in all my 4 years here at Amityville. This is just packed. I think especially after how the last game ended, that's going to play into this. And like Coach Agostino told me in the pregame interview, it's the greatest high school basketball rivalry on Long Island, and we see crowds from each schools, each towns coming out to support here. And I know the energy today is going to be crazy. This is going to be a great game.
So with the Wyandanch Warriors, their starters for today, number 1, Tyree Pinnock. Number 3, Jeremiah Webb. Number 5, Jalen Fuller. Number 10, Jaden McCurry. And number 0, Joshua Presme.
Yeah, I know all eyes are going to be on Jeremiah Webb, especially after that buzzer beater three-pointer from last matchup.
And for the Amityville Warriors, number 0, Alan Dodson Isabel. Number 10, Wes Flythe. Number 12, Takai Mason. Number 13, Dejon Clinton. And number 24, Amir Dickerson.
Yeah, this is just going to be a great matchup we're looking for. Amir Dickerson, as we hear the crowd roar for him. And him and Jeremiah Webb, that matchup is going to be, everybody's going to be looking at those two to battle it out today to see who is going to get it done for their town today.
And we're going to send it to the national anthem.
With our national anthem.
Bigger than ever tonight. So much energy coming from both teams and the crowd. And we even opened up a whole nother section of bleachers just to fit the crowd here. And they're both bleachers, all 3 bleachers, they're pretty much packed. They're filled to the brim.
Yeah, and it's crazy the amount of people here. Here looking forward to this matchup, and it's expected. This great rivalry, and both towns coming out. It's great. And I'm very excited today, and I'm excited for this huge crowd. We haven't had a crowd like this in this gym in a long time, and it's going to be great to see how this crowd is going to affect the game today.
I mean, the crowd has such a major effect on the games, their reactions, their cheers, their boos. It just adds so much to the energy in the gym. We're getting ready for tip-off right now. We have Jaden McCurry in the circle with Takai Mason. Get ready here. And Mason tipped off to Amir Dickerson. Dickerson in the paint, loses it. Mason, Dickerson, and it's out.
There's our first look. Dickerson on Webb. They able to get that ball out right there.
Great job by Takai Mason there, getting the ball to Dickerson really quick, but was not able to get that in. And Mason in the paint, easy layup for Mason. Starting off the Amityville Warriors on the scoreboard. Webb, dribbling, midcourt to Premsey. Pinnock, left wing. Pinnock to Webb, left corner, three-pointer, doesn't go. Mason recovers to Dickerson. Dickerson, hard pass to Blythe down court and layup. Wow, great start for the Amityville Warriors here today.
We could already hear that crowd, and that's just a great play by Dickerson to Blythe there.
Premsey, Webb, right wing. Webb in the paint, layup, and it goes. Scoring Wyandanch's first point of today's game, 4-2. Amityville in the lead with just 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah, this game is off to a great start so far.
Dodson Isabel, Dickerson, right corner. Back to Dodson, three-pointer. Doesn't go. Wyandanch, Wilkinson.
Dodson Isabel, clearly the shortest player on this court right now. I wonder if that's affected him mentally somehow.
Wilkinson to Premsey. Premsey, top of the key, in the paint. And Mason with the defense right there. 4-2, and we're in the lead with 6 minutes and 25 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, great start here, and energetic as well from this crowd, like we mentioned before. And both teams coming out quickly.
Dodson Isabel, Mason, top of the key. Mason, left wing, handoff to Dickerson. Dickerson waits it out, left wing. Gets in there, loses it, and Webb grabs it. Webb in the paint. And a foul as Webb falls to the floor on Dejon Clinton.
Yeah, Dejon Clinton kind of looking at his coach like, what was that? Maybe Webb kind of could have been exaggerating there, but.
Matt Curie, Premsey, three-pointer. Wyandanch 5-4. Wyandanch leading by just a point here. Close game already. 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. It's Dickerson to Dodson Isabel, right wing to Mason. Mason to Dickerson, left wing. Waiting it out to Clinton. Clinton, right wing to Mason in the paint. Two-pointer doesn't go, gets it back, rebound, and that's Mason for the Warriors. 6-5. Amityville in the lead. 4 points for Mason. Scored the first points of today's game.
Just like Coach Agostino said pre-game, the rebounds. And that's Kai Mason gets one there.
And that's Pinnock.
That's the second foul on Clinton.
Clinton's second foul.
Got to watch those fouls. He's been out of the game before and passed because of fouls, but that's Pinnock. Gets the point and opportunity for another. Wyandanch 7-6. And the shot bowls out. Dickerson. Dickerson midcourt. Trying to evade Wilkinson there. Dickerson. Bounce pass to Dodson Isabel. To Blythe. Right corner. Back to Dodson Isabel. Top of the key to Dickerson. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Dickerson. Wyandanch moves in. Dickerson, three-pointer, no good. Pinnock to Webb. 7-6, Wyandanch with 4 minutes, 39 seconds on the clock. Webb in the paint, no good, tips it in. Great play by Webb there. 9-6, Wyandanch in the lead. 4 minutes, 27 seconds in the first quarter. 4 points for Webb so far. Dodson Isabel. Looks fun pass it. He gets it to Clinton, left wing. Tries to get it to someone, gets it to Dickerson. Dickerson, layup, and he gets it in. 9-8. Amityville still behind a little bit. 4 minutes, 5 seconds in the first quarter.
Yep. Amir Dickerson fighting right back with the layup.
Three-pointer does not go, and that's Matt Curie with the rebound. 11-8, Wyandanch in the lead by 3 points here. Blythe, left wing, Dodson Isabel. Dickerson, right wing. Dickerson jukes out Wyandanch. Blythe, three-pointer, and he gets it. Opportunity for a 4-point play here. The foul is called right after he got the ball off. that will send Blythe to the charity stripe. 11-11, scores now tied. 3 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock.
West Blythe has 5 points so far. He's an opportunity to make it 6 here. Great three-pointer by him. And we could feel that crowd erupting with that three-pointer. Plays like that. And we saw Amir Dickerson hit a great move earlier right in the paint. So moves like that by Amityville is going to help them win today. And this game's off to a great start, 11-11 with 3:34 left in the first quarter.
Yes, I mean, great energy in today's game. And Blythe gets it. Taking the lead for Amityville. Timeout called by Agostino. 12-11, Amityville in the lead. 3 minutes, 34 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, I wonder what Agostino is gonna come up with today in this timeout.
We're gonna send it to our sideline reporter.
Player Hines, player 20, is excited today because of the big atmosphere and is looking forward to win. To prepare for today's game, Jordan just listened to music to calm his mood. Amityville has a very big rivalry with Wyandanch, so Jordan tells me he plays harder against them. And since the last game between Wyandanch and Amityville, he's been working harder. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you. And we're just waiting here for the team to finish up. Still in timeout, but we see they've opened the fourth bleacher here. See a lot of administrators over here.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also filling up with fans, so obviously not enough space in the other three bleachers for everyone else. And it just adds on, like Jordan Hines was talking about. Great rivalry.
Indeed. Wilkinson half court. Looking for a play here. Handoff to Webb. Long pass to Matt Curie. Premsey back to Wilkinson. Wilkinson to Matt Curie. Fakes out the three. Gets it to Wilkinson. Three-pointer. Too far to the left. Dickerson. Dickerson half court. Woods for his team. To Flythe. Flythe, right wing. Fake pass. Gets it to Dodson Isabel. To Mason in the paint, and a foul is called. And that's a charge called on Flythe. And his shot is no good. Still 12-11, Amityville in the lead. Here, 2 minutes, 54 seconds left in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's gonna, you hear the crowd's reaction to that foul. Mixed.
Wilkinson to Webb. Premsey, right corner. Premsey in the paint. And he gets it. 13-12. Wyandanch taking the lead here. 2 minutes, 30 seconds in the first quarter. Dodson Isabel. Dickerson, left wing. Back to Dodson Isabel. Motions for his team here. Dodson Isabel, right wing. To Dickerson. Dickerson, right wing. Premsey on Dickerson. Flythe to Mason in the paint, loses the ball. Matt Curie recovers, gets it to Webb. 2 minutes on the clock. Matt Curie, right wing, three-pointer, bounces off. Clinton, handoff Dickerson. And that's a steal by Wilkinson. And Dickerson gets it away. And that's a foul on the floor.
Yeah, that is a great defensive play by Dickerson, getting back, blocking that, and I guess Wyandanch thought he had it. Wilkinson thought he had it there, but Dickerson able to come back in. And that's Clinton's third foul, and Jordan Hines subs in for him.
Yes, I mean, we've seen this before. He's already at 3 fouls, and it's only the first quarter. This could affect Amityville a lot, as he's, again, one of their starters, one of their best players. Timeout called by Wyandanch coach Baker.
Yeah, he's definitely going to keep Clinton on the bench so far. 3 fouls to one of your top players early in the first quarter isn't always ideal, but Jordan Hines is going to be able to come in and play a role similar to Clinton, and they've got great depth coming off the bench with him.
And then this game has been really back and forth so far. It's only a 1 point difference right now. It was tied at one point. And I think that really just shows the rivalry that these two teams have. It's been back and forth this entire game, and I think that for both of them, they need to focus on those free throws. I mean, converting that 4-point play by Flythe really helped them. They got in the lead for a minute there.
Yeah, this, like you said, this is going to be a back and forth game, and it has been so far. So, and just like their last game, their last matchup it was close until the very end, until that buzzer beater. So maybe we're looking at that same situation again, and boy, would that be exciting.
It would, indeed. Well, we're just waiting to start again. I see Webb on the sidelines. Teams lined up right here. All right, whistle blown. Webb to Matt Curie. Matt Curie, left corner, and he steps out.
Ball sails into the crowd.
All right, Wyandanch keeps possession. Or
Yeah,
foul.
it's gonna be a foul.
Called on Flythe.
They'll send Mercury to the free throw line.
And first shot, no good for Mercury. 1 minute 40 seconds left in the first quarter. Mercury has 2 points so far today. Make that 3 as he sinks his second shot in. Amityville's ball. Dodson Isabel gestures to his team. Right wing, Dodson Isabel to Mason. Mason, left wing. Handoff to Dickerson. Dickerson in the paint, fakes a shot, gets it up. And that's Dickerson for Amityville, tying the score here, 14-14 with 1 minute 20 seconds in the first quarter.
Dickerson has 4 points so far. And in their last matchup, he had 16. But in their game,
great turnover by Dodson Isabel there, gets in the paint, and easy points for Dodson Isabel for Amityville, taking the lead here, 16-14 with 1 minute left in the first quarter.
Webb falling on his own, looking at the ref after that shot. And Wyandanch, and this rivalry has been known to have some bit of dirty play in it.
Let's hope not today. Premzi to Wilkinson. Wilkinson by the charity stripe. And that was Pinnock with the rebound, tying it yet again, 16-16, 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Dodson Isabel, half court.
Lots of Dodson Isabel today so far.
2 second difference on the game clock shot clock. 17 seconds on the shot clock. Lots of energy from the crowd, from the Wyandanch part. Dodson Isabel to Mason. Mason, left corner. 10 seconds on the clock. Dickerson, three-pointer, bounces off. Flight. Hines to Flight, and it tips out. The shot clock has been turned off. 2 seconds left in the first quarter.
You see that energy from the side of the Wyandanch crowd. You got to wonder, where is the energy, that same energy from this home Amityville crowd?
And stolen by Flight. Dodson Isabel. Mason gets it in, beating the clock for the first quarter. And that's
all tied up. Oh,
and it's 18-16 at the end of the first quarter. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruger, Sean Kruger. We'll be right back on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF plus broad spectrum equal healthy fun in the sun. Visit www.fda.gov/sunscreen for more information. A message from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
This is Mark Stewart, center for the Amityville basketball team, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder here with Sean Kruder. What a great start to tonight's game. Amityville has a lead here just by 2 points with the last-minute shot by Takai Mason at the end of the first quarter. Amityville is 18 points to Wyandanch is 16, and just about to the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, back and forth so far. And this has been a very exciting game with this crowd and some great playing here.
Webb in the paint. Shot no good, tipped away. Webb gets it back in the paint and is knocked down by Amityville's defense. He cannot get a shot.
Yeah, Webb keep falling.
Oh. All right, Wyandanch ball. Webb on the baseline. Gets it to Pinoff. Pinoff under the net. Gets the point and opportunity for a foul for a shot at the for a three-point play.
Yeah, there's going to be a sub out so right now. A foul on Jordan Hines. And Wyandanch can take the lead here with this.
Blythe missed the shot there, but it's 18-18. Teams are tied. Dickerson, right wing. Blythe right wing. Mason, right corner. Almost taken away. Gets it off. Right to Dodson Isabel. Dickerson, left wing. Takes a shot. Gets top of the key. Dickerson waiting it out. Mason, left corner. Webb falls down, and that's Hines, three-pointer. Score 21-18, 7 minutes, 7 seconds left.
Wyandanch was shocked that after fell down that there wasn't going to be a foul, but he was able to sink that three.
Matt Curie in the paint.
Dodson Isabel here again.
Dodson Isabel. Dickerson midcourt to Blythe. Blythe right wing. Gets it to Mason, top of the key, in the paint. And the ball goes flying. Webb, half court. To Fuller, back to Webb. To Premsey. Three-pointer. Getting Wyandanch in the lead, 23-21, 6 minutes, 17 seconds.
Exciting.
Dodson Isabel, midcourt. To Blythe. Blythe gets it to Hines. Mason in the paint. Too far. And tipped away. Hines in the paint. And a whistle is blown. 5:58 on the clock, 21-23. Amityville's ball. Premsey has 8 points for Wyandanch today. Amityville's ball, Dodson Isabel. To Hines, left wing, Dickerson to Mason, left corner, three-pointer, gets off the rim. And Hines knocks down Premsey.
Fouling again.
Another foul. So much energy from the crowd, especially from Wyandanch over there. Their defensive chance. 5 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. 23-21. Wyandanch taking the lead by just a little bit here. Webb dribbling down court. Webb gets in, cutting up the defense. Webb in the paint, gets a shot up, doesn't go. Tipped down to Mason, Dodson Isabel. Runs, he trips it out, and Mason and Matt Curie gets a shot down. And that will send Mason to the line.
Isabel trying to fake him out there. He knew he was going to catch up to him, but they were able to block the shot. And we see a substitution for Wyandanch now. Number 21, Christian Jean Charles coming in soon. He's waiting
Getting
there
ready
with his
to
coach.
come in. Yes, Matt Curie out for Gene Charles as Mason takes a shot. And no good. And that will send Gene Charles in for Wyandanch. Matt Curie taking a breather there. Mason's second shot. Rumbling in the crowd. And the second shot goes in. A timeout called by Agostino. All right, great start to the second quarter. 5 minutes, 28 seconds left, and the game is 1 point difference in the score. 23-22, Wyandanch in the lead now.
Yeah, close game. Like I said, this is just great playing all around from every side of the team. And we're going to go to our sideline reporter, Janai Martin.
Anthony is doing good this evening. He's looking forward to winning this game. And to get himself ready for tonight, he just chilled. And Anthony agrees that he does play harder when Wyandanch was their opponent. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you, Janaya. And yes, very energetic in the crowd here tonight. Lots of energy coming from both schools here. The gym is full.
Yep, and every side of the bleachers is full. That fourth row, fourth row was opened up, just filled up quickly, and it's just amazing how many people are in here, to be honest.
Never seen this before, as you said. No, Wyandanch ball. Webb, long pass to Premzi. Premzi, bounce pass to Webb. Webb in the paint, gets it to Fuller, three-pointer, no good. Premzi in the paint trying to fight off, and he gets it for Wyandanch, 25-22. 5 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock.
3-point lead now for Wyandanch. Webb just showing off his great athleticism.
Dodson Isabel, top of the key to Flythe, right wing. Mason, right corner, three-pointer. All good for Mason. Tying the score now, 25-25 with 4 minutes, 47 seconds on the clock.
Mason playing very well tonight, 10 points for him.
Great turnover by Mason there again. Flythe, Mason, right corner, three-pointer, missed by Dodson Isabel. Wyandanch ball.
Here we go, Dickerson and Webb.
Premzi falls down, gets the ball out, feeds it to Fuller, to Webb, back to Fuller, left corner, three-pointer, too short, tipped away by Hines. Dodson Isabel, Dickerson in the paint, runs up, and a foul.
It's going to be a foul on Webb.
And he will shoot two on the line. Foul on Webb.
Well, I was excited to see Dickerson go up for that shot on Webb, but foul takes it away. And he's got the chance to take the lead here. Like I said, back and forth. Wyandanch took a 3-point lead. Zakai Mason fought right back with that three-pointer, tying it up. And they're just not letting the lead get away from them today.
And Anvil takes the lead with Dickerson. 5th point of the game for Dickerson. And he gets his first free throw shot in. 26-25 now as he takes his second shot. And it goes in 27-25 now. Wyandanch ball. Webb to Pinnock. Pinnock, left wing to Fuller. Fuller to Gene Charles in the paint. And Anvil, good job at keeping the ball down. Dickerson powers down court there, top of the key, gets in the paint. And he gets a shot up as a foul is also called. Wow, the energy is electric in this gym tonight. What an uproar from the crowd. And Dickerson will yet again go to the free throw line.
Yeah, great play by Dickerson there, able to get it off even with that foul. 8 points for him yet today, and the crowd just loving it. He is their star player, and he's showing the world what he can do right now.
29-25 now. Dickerson makes it 30 for Amityville. First, as his shot goes in, and a timeout called by Coach Baker of Wyandanch.
Yeah, Amityville now out to a 5-point lead. I said earlier that it was neck and neck, but now a bit of a bigger lead than we've seen so far. I wonder what Wyandanch is going to have to change.
Yes, 5-point lead for Amityville now. Biggest lead they've had all game. And they were Wyandanch had the lead for a while there, but they were able to keep tying it and keep playing. And that was really great thinking, really great playing by Dickerson there, getting the ball back and getting all up in there. And he got the point and an opportunity for more points on the line, and he was able to capitalize on that. And that's what we need to see from Amityville.
Yeah, Warriors now on an 8-0 run. They're out to a 5-point lead. Like I said, this is it's a great atmosphere today in this building. And Amir Dickerson showing why he's one of the best players on the island, and facing off against another one of the best players on the island, Jeremiah Webb. It's just a great battle between the both of them. And just watching this game, we see why they are both considered some of the best on the island.
Indeed, just seeing them match up against each other is very exciting. They're obviously, again, as you said, they're some of the best players on the island, and seeing them match up like this in a match like this, a rivalry between these two towns, is very exciting to see.
Yep. We got 3 minutes left in the quarter.
They're starting off again. Webb to Premzi. Premzi left wing. Premzi back to Webb, right wing. Webb again to Premzi. Premzi in there. Gets it. Doesn't get it. And Pinnock. No rebounds. And a substitution. Mac Curry back in for Jean Charles. Wyandanch keeps possession. Mac Curry immediately getting hands on the ball. Got it heavily tipped out. Webb gets it. No foul called. Mac Curry again to Webb. Getting right back up. Three-pointer knocked down by Flight. Flight gets it. Long pass. And he's in there. And he gets the layup for Amityville. 32-25. Great play by Flight there.
Yeah, Flight able to get it out earlier, and then he got it back. 13 points for him so far. He's playing a great game. And Amityville Warriors are now on a 10-0 run.
And it's Amityville's ball yet again as Wyandanch hits it out.
Yep.
2 minutes, 57 seconds on the clock. Amityville in the lead here by 7 points on a 10-0 run right now. Dodds and Isabel, midcourt. Mason with the screen to Mason. Almost snatched away, but he keeps it. Mason, and that's Mason with the layup here. 34-25, 9-point lead for Amityville. 2 minutes, 34 seconds on the clock.
Kai Mason has 12 points
Three-pointer for Premzi, answering right back to Amityville. 34-28, 2 minutes, 23 seconds on the clock.
Joshua Presme has 13 points today. Like I said, these teams just fighting back. And we see all around players on both teams getting involved. It's a 12-0 run for Amityville.
Fife, right wing. Guarded heavily by Premzi there. Back to Dodds and Isabel. Right to Mason. Short, long two-pointer. Doesn't go. Tipped away by Hines. And Hines gets it. Rebound. Doesn't get it. Mason. And the shot doesn't go, but he gets the foul. An opportunity for points on the line.
Just great energy from Mason right there after that foul. And we see the energy from the bench even. And I know these players are definitely feeling a lot stronger about this game today, more passionate. And I know in sports, passionate, you got to have passion. And I know I'm excited for this today. I would be excited if I was on the team.
Yes, indeed. And Mason gets the first free throw shot in. There's a substitution called Wilkinson in for Fuller on Wyandanch. Mason now has 13 points. Let's see if he can make it 14 as he hits his second shot. And he does not. It bounces right off. Wilkinson, 35-28. I'm going to lead with 1 minute, 40 seconds on the clock. Wilkinson almost loses a bounce pass to Premsey back to Wilkinson. Wilkinson in the paint to Webb, left corner, three-pointer, too far. Premsey gets it. Premsey, right corner to McCurry. Back to Premsey, right corner, three-pointer, does not go. Dickerson gets it. Lots of energy for the crowd there on that play.
A lot of chirping.
Dickerson in the paint, gets it out to Hines, but a foul on the play.
It's going to be a travel.
Is a travel on Dickerson. And Amityville, Wyandanch's ball.
7-point lead here for Amityville. A minute left, about a minute left.
Just about. The second quarter's going by fast. Webb to Wilkinson. To Webb. Back to Wilkinson. Back and forth here. Three-pointer by Wilkinson. Doesn't go. Mason gets it to Dickerson. 57 seconds on the clock as Dickerson waits it out half court.
Lots of missed three-point opportunities for Wyandanch so far.
Dickerson still playing with it to Mason. Hines in the paint. Covered by Wyandanch's defense. They get it back. Wilkinson to Webb right in the paint. And he gets the easy layup, bringing the score to 35-30. As Dickerson quickly gets it. Almost gets out, but he gets it back. Dotson Isabel.
Watch that
to
clock,
Hines,
30 seconds.
Left corner. Doesn't go. 22 seconds on the shot clock. Shot clock been turned off. 20 seconds on the clock. Missed shot from Dodson Isabel right there, and the ball goes out. Wyandanch's ball. 35-30. And a substitution here. Number 25, Anthony Martinez in for number 20, Jordan Hines on Amityville's side. 16
Webb.
seconds on the clock. Wilkinson tipped out by Flythe. And it
Webb only
stays.
has 6 points so far. Dickerson has 9. And Dickerson definitely has the upper hand in the matchup.
Stays in Wyandanch's possession. Premsey, 10 seconds on the clock. Wilkinson, 5 seconds on the clock. Webb, three-pointer, no good. Taken by McCurry, getting some final points for Wyandanch before the half. 35-32. Amityville in the lead by just 3 points as we near halftime. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, Sean Kruder. We'll be right back for the halftime show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Over the years, you've brought them into your home. You were prescribed opioids after the C-section, when Dad injured his back, when your basketball star tore his ACL. Opioids helped with the pain, and you held on to them just in case. But did you know holding on to unused opioids puts your family at risk? Opioids are powerful pain-reducing prescription medicines, but most people who are prescribed opioids don't finish their prescriptions. So millions of unused opioids are sitting in homes across the country. And tragically, more than 100 Americans die every day from overdoses involving opioids. What can you do to protect your family? Remove the risk of unused opioids from your home. Pills, patches, or syrups in drawers, purses, and cabinets, anywhere they might be hiding. To find out how to dispose of them properly, visit www.fda.gov/drug disposal.
Unlike other health concerns, mental illness is not always easy to see. Depression won't show up on an eye chart, and you can't measure it on your bathroom scale. Sorting out a mental health concern is not something to attempt on your own. You won't find a bipolar disorder by looking at a thermometer. Like many other health conditions, help for mental illness takes professional diagnosis and treatment. Anxiety won't just go away under a stick-on bandage. So the sooner you seek treatment, the better. If you or a loved one has a mental health concern, don't go it alone. Find out what to do. For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, call 1-800-662-HELP. Learn more at samhsa.gov/support. That's samhsa.gov/support.
This is Amir Dickerson, playing guard for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching the Warrior basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
This is the Warriors basketball halftime show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. I'm your host, Christian Chicas, with your co-host. What an exciting game it's been so far. There's a lot to go on. There's like a lot to digest as well, because there is just so much energy from the crowds. After every shot, you hear roaring crowds from both Wyandanch and Amityville. Every three-pointer makes the entire stands shake.
I felt very intense in the game, as like me personally, I think Wyandanch, like they're very quick and have some skills, but very aggressive. While I think for Amityville, they have good techniques and they're fast too, but like they're not like really that aggressive compared to Wyandanch.
Yeah, going into the technical side, we look at the first quarter where Amityville had 18 to 16, or Amityville had 18 points to Wyandanch's 16 points in the first quarter. However, Wyandanch did go on a 5-0 run at the beginning of the first quarter, and we really just see a lot of back and forth in the first quarter. Outside of that 5-0 run from Wyandanch, there's just back and forth, back and forth. Amityville will score 2 points. Wyandanch scores 4. Amityville then scores 4 points. Wyandanch scores 3. It's just constant back and forth between these two teams. And like my co-host Melissa Santos said, they're both the teams are very aggressive. They're being aggressive, and I think Wyandanch is primarily bringing this aggression, and Amityville is just trying to match their aggression. In the second quarter, we really do see Amityville match their aggression, as Wyandanch starts off with the first points in the second quarter. But as we go on, Amityville then goes on a 12-0 run, putting them in the lead, matched by Wyandanch's 7-1 run later on, ending the second quarter.
I agree with Christian about that, because at the beginning, Wyandanch was in the lead, being aggressive. But like what Christian said, Amityville started catching up to them. One thing I do want to catch on is number 3 on Wyandanch and the leader, which is Webb, and Amityville Dickerson. I could feel that intensity between them, as I could see that they're one of the best shooters and best players out there, I could see. But also the other players as well, as the upcoming star, of course, Dobson Isabel was doing a fantastic job as well.
Yeah, there are definitely key players, like my co-host mentioned, such as Webb, Dodson Isabel, who's an upcoming freshman, I believe. Let me correct myself. He's a sophomore. I'm sorry. But he's an upcoming sophomore who's really starting to perform well, starting to like put himself on this varsity team, showing that, hey, I'm here, I can score points, I can do what you need.
Right.
Like always, Dickerson is leading the team on Amityville's side. However, in the first and second quarter, you'll see both teams mess up, and this will lead to entire layups, where that's just a free 2-pointer for the other team. Like you said, these key players such as Webb, Dodson, Isabel, and Dickerson have no hesitation when it comes to acting on the missed opportunities of the other team. They will score those points as often as they can get them.
I agree with that. I feel like Amityville would have possibly scored more if it wasn't with the aggressive of Wyandanch was getting back to them.
Yeah, the aggression is definitely there. However, I don't know how I'm feeling about the defenses from both teams. Amityville has proved to have a good defense, blocking the right wing entirely at some situations. And the same goes for Wyandanch. However, if we look at both the defenses, Wyandanch's defense is a lot more spread out. They're trying to stop any angle that Amityville can get as to shoot in the basket. But we've seen a couple three-pointers come out this game where it's just, if they have no other options, they try to resort to the three-pointer. Amityville usually has Wyandanch in a situation where they just can't go in the paint, and Wyandanch is forced to capitalize on the left wing being open. However, this is exactly what Amityville wants, as they want Wyandanch to try to go for those three-pointers, as 10 out of 10 times, Amityville will give Wyandanch the three-pointer because they'd rather have an opportunity of Wyandanch getting a three-pointer than Wyandanch having those easy in-the-paint shots.
I agree as well. I feel like Amityville would get that three-pointer as well, but I feel like right now, Wyandanch's motivation is to because I feel like they already know the techniques that Amityville is about to do to them.
Yeah, like my co-host said, Wyandanch really came into this knowing like what Amityville is going to go for, knowing their techniques. And I think Amityville was a little slow to come back to the senses that they had the previous rematch where they already adapted. Whereas Wyandanch just came swinging out the gate with those adaptations in mind, knowing we've faced these people before and we've won. So let's keep up that pressure, let's keep up that aggression, and let's just keep going.
I as well agree. I feel like, because in Wyandanch's last game with West Hampton, as they actually beat. Wait, can I get that people?
They beat West Hampton by 2 points. And I think that they're keeping up with that win. They're in the winner's mentality. As in League 5, they've never lost a game. They're currently 15-0. So in their head, they're thinking, we have this. We got this. This is simple. Let's just keep going. Let's get the 16-0. Let's get the perfect run. So what's your keys to the second half?
My key to the second half is for Amityville to give the same energy as well, but coming up with different techniques, because as Wyandanch already absorbed the techniques in the first quarter, and they already know what Amityville's gonna do.
Well, we'll be back on the Amityville Broadcasting Network for the second half of Amityville versus Wyandanch's rematch. Stay tuned for this exciting game.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk back here. You can do it if you try.
This is Amir Dickerson, playing guard for the Amityville Warriors, and you're watching the Warrior basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, joined here by my twin brother, Sean Kruder, and we're having so much fun tonight with these two rivals coming, both Warriors, and it's just about the start of the second half of this game, and it's been pretty energetic so far.
Yeah, but it's a great game and lots of energy, like you said. It's just in packed building. Like, I've never seen it like this before. And the energy from both crowds is amazing. And I know these players even showing great energy and passion. I know that it's no secret that they're rivals. And I know they coming in that game, especially after their last matchup, some animosity and trying to I know both teams want to come out on top. And just to say you beat, especially for seniors, we're at the end of the season, and to say you beat your rival in a home game in your senior year is going to be something you can remember for the rest of your life.
Certainly, and it's been back and forth this entire game, tied at multiple points, and you never know who's going to be in the lead because Amityville, they had a pretty good lead, but before that, Wyandanch had the lead for a while, so it could go either way, and it just shows even in the last game, that buzzer beater, so that Wyandanch won that game, but it just shows that it can go either way, and Amityville could take home the win today. Starting off the third quarter, Dodds and Isabel. Right wing, dribbles to Dickerson. Dickerson looking for a play here. Clinton back in the game. Dickerson top of the key to Clinton. And a foul.
It's going to be on Webb. Clinton avoiding a foul. He's back in for the first time since his third foul.
Good play by Clinton there, avoiding that foul. We don't want him to foul out. He's been out since the first quarter. Good to see him back in.
Smart decision by Agostino keeping him out. He's one of the key players Amityville able to do just fine with him out.
Dickerson, right wing, taken away. Dodson Isabel gets it back. Clinton, right wing, taken away by Wilkinson. Wilkinson to Webb, and he gets it off right over Dickerson. 35-34, Amityville just a point ahead with 7 minutes and 13 seconds on the clock in the third quarter.
If Dickerson doesn't go off for the jumper there, he just lets Webb go in with that.
Mason, three-pointer, and it sinks in for Mason, keeping Amityville's lead good. 38-34, 6 minutes, 55 seconds left in the third quarter.
Sky Mason playing exceptional today, 16 points, and a majority of those coming off three-pointers. He's gotten the crowd fired up today.
Wilkinson to Webb, left wing. To Matt Curie, long two-pointer. Brings the score to 38-36. 2-point difference with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the third quarter.
Off to an exciting start here in the third quarter.
Indeed. Dodson Isabel, right wing. To Clinton. Blythe, top of the key. Three-pointer. Bounces right off. Webb gets it. Webb, right wing. Right to Wilkinson. Fakes it out, right corner. To Matt Curie. Left wing, three-pointer. Too far. Mason gets it. Right to Dickerson. 6 minutes, 4 seconds on the clock. Dickerson in the paint. Gets it to Blythe. Blythe unable to get it. A rebound knocked down by Wyandanch and out pretty high against the wall there. 38-36, 5 minutes, 54 seconds. And it is Amityville's ball.
Yep, lots of fouls in this game today. Webb.
Wow. Howard's hard down court, and he dunks it in for Wyandanch. Great play by Webb. Finally seeing some better action from him in the third quarter.
Yep, 10 points now for Webb, all tied up with that dunk. He's able to get away and hit the Wyandanch side of the crowd, just getting all energetic after that. They're exploding after that dunk, and Webb trying to remind everyone who he is.
Indeed, great to see some, especially that dunk in action from him was great. Now that he ties the score now, 38-38, 5 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. As Blythe's long two-pointer doesn't go. Pinnock gets it, taken away by Mason, and a foul is called, and that will send Mason to the free throw line yet again.
It's going to be another foul. It's going to be on Webb. Or Pinnock. Webb again.
Webb's
Still
third
a lot of
foul.
complaining to the ref, along with a lot of flopping earlier in the first half.
You see Mason. First shot goes in. Amityville taking the lead once again. Again, lots of energy from the crowd, especially on plays like this at the free throw line. Lots of rumbling in the crowd, trying to distract or encourage these players. Second shot goes right off. Pinnock to Webb. Webb dribbling down.
Kai Mason has played very well today.
Webb, right wing, in the paint. Able to get it away. No points for Wyandanch there. But it is still in their possession.
Wyandanch is going to keep it here. Webb is going to look to put
Webb
some points up.
To Premsey, three-pointer, too far to the left, taken away by Pinnock. Pinnock to Wilkinson. Pinnock, left corner, three-pointer, and he gets it. Immediately the crowd stands up. Wyandanch taking the lead, 41-39, 4 minutes, 52 seconds in the third quarter.
2-point lead for Wyandanch now, but this game is not over, and Pinnock has 9 points.
Dickerson, three-pointer, no good. Wyandanch ball. Webb to Wilkinson. Wilkinson half court. Looking for a shot here. Wyandanch is the lead again. With Premsey, Matt Curie to Pinnock right in the paint, and he gets it. The field goal for Wyandanch, and a timeout called by Agostino. Meeting in the middle here. Wyandanch took a lead, and they're starting to get away, and I'm sure Agostino wants to rally his team, make sure that that doesn't happen, and they were able to keep it to a close game.
Yup, Wyandanch on a 5-0 run now as they jump out to a 4-point lead, and it was a lot. Amityville came out of half with the lead, and Agostino worried that it's maybe getting a little away from them, and he calls that timeout. And Mason is the only one to score in the second half.
Mason, a top scorer for Amityville today. Again, only one in the third quarter to score right now. But hopefully we can see he has 17 points already in this game so far. And hopefully we can see more from him and from other players. We would like to see a lot more from Dickerson today, especially from Clinton as well. He was out since the first quarter, but he's back in. Hopefully he does not foul out.
Yeah, that would be a big loss for Amityville if Clinton was going to foul out.
Dodson Isabel starting off by half court, dribbling down to Flythe. Flythe, right wing, right to Mason in the paint, and a foul called. No shot, no points for him, but he does get an opportunity to shoot from the charity stripe.
Mason, 17 points already, looking to add on. Amityville's leading scorer so far today, but Wesley Flythe has played very well as well. Mason's 4th time at the free throw line tonight.
First shot good for Mason.
Ends a 5-0 run for Wyandanch.
Bringing the score to 40-43. Close game here. Second shot, no good. Flythe gets it. Mason, three-pointer. No good. Pinnock recovers. Pinnock right to Wilkinson.
That shot would have tied it up. But Wyandanch gets the ball back.
Left corner, Premzy, three-pointer, no good. Pinnock recovers, and Dickerson gets it away and it rolls out.
It's going to be Amityville ball.
Amityville's ball. Lots of outrage by the Wyandanch crowd, we can see. Three minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Wyandanch leading by 3 points as Dodson Isabel gets it down court to Flythe, left wing. Waits for a shot. Back to Dodson Isabel. Again to Flythe, three-pointer. Rolls right out. Dickerson gets it, and it goes out, and it is Wyandanch's ball. Still 43-40. Wyandanch in the lead with 3 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock.
Yep, Amityville trying to take advantage of that opportunity, but they haven't been able to get the lead. They don't get the lead back.
And that's Premzy for Wyandanch, extending their lead by 5 points, 45-40.
And Amityville's got to get something done here. Premzy has 15 points so far today for Wyandanch.
Mason to Dickerson. Dickerson top of the key, looking for a shot. Two-pointer, no good. Goes up for the rebound, and Mason gets it. Again, loosening the gap here, 45-42. 2 minutes, 53 seconds on the clock left in the third quarter. As Webb.
Mason has 20 points so far today. Great showing from him.
Premzy, three-pointer, no good. Pinnock gets it, almost falls. And he looks for a shot. Tipped out by Flythe. Great play by number 10 there. Trying to loosen up the opportunities Wyandanch has to score.
And we see some chirping from the crowd with Webb.
Premzy, long shot to Webb, left corner. It's in the paint, right to Pinnock, and he gets the ball in the net for Wyandanch. 47-42, extending their lead to 5 points yet again. Mason, right corner, gets in the paint, and he gets the shot in, and a foul is called, but it is Wyandanch's ball. Offensive foul, shot was no good, and a timeout called by Agostino. Referee talking things over with his team.
Yep, and the lead, they're able to bite back a little bit, but the lead's still getting away from them. 5-point lead here with 2:15 left to go in the quarter. I don't know, Amityville, Coach Agostino's trying to get something to rally up his boys, and we talked about with him earlier in the game is they're able to overcome a bad start, and they could do that, overcome a bad start in this half. And they still got a quarter, more than that left to play. So, we don't want to rule them out yet.
We sure don't. And third quarter, all points by Amityville have been scored by Takai Mason. Just 7 points in the third quarter, all by, again, number 12, Takai Mason. And it's just back and forth, back and forth. No big run so far in this game, except in this half, except by Wyandanch, little 5-0 run right there. But otherwise than that, again, it's back and forth. The energy is really climbing in this gym.
Yeah, Takai Mason, the only scorer for Amityville so far in this quarter, and compared to the first half, that's not what you want from a team that had a lot of different scorers in the first half. And compared to Wyandanch, they've got spread out across their team, and Wyandanch being able to go on a big run, and they're able to jump out to a 5-point lead. They've got 2 minutes left in this quarter.
Still a close game. Again, go either way. There's still a whole quarter left after these 2 minutes.
Yep, so still a long way to go. Don't want to count them out yet.
To Premsey, back to Wilkinson. Now finally seeing a lot of energy from the Amityville crowd. Wilkinson, top of the key, to Premsey in the paint, and he cannot get it up, and Dodson Isabel gets it to Mason. Mason in the paint. Too long of a shot. Dickerson gets it. Can he get the rebound? And it goes right out toward the bowl. Dodson Isabel right to Clinton. 3-pointer. No good. 3 tries by Amityville to get some points up. Doesn't go. Flight, top of the key to Clinton, right in there. And he gets the shot up. Wow, the crowd.
That's going to be a foul.
Amazing. Another foul. Finally, Clinton to the line. Some points for Amityville. By someone other than Takai Mason. This time, it's by Clinton.
First points for Clinton so far. He's got the opportunity to make this a 3-point play. And that Amityville crowd finally erupting after Clinton made that shot.
And he gets it in on this free throw shot. 47-45, loosening the gap here to just 2 points. And again, the Amityville crowd shouting their defense chant. Jeremiah Webb, left wing, shot too short. Amityville's ball yet again. Dickerson, top of the key, and Webb gets it back. Can Dickerson stop him? Yes, he can. Dickerson gets it back. Webb still out there. Clinton, top of the key in the paint to Dodson Isabel. 3-pointer, too short. Mason trying for the rebound, doesn't get it. Wyandanch's ball. 55 seconds on the clock. Webb shoots, and he gets it. Wow, what a great run by Amityville there. But Wyandanch gets it. 42 seconds on the clock. Flight, 3-pointer, no good. 49-45 with just 36 seconds left in the third quarter. Webb tries. Premsey tries it, but he cannot get the ball up, and a foul is called. Premsey will go to the free throw line.
Wow, what a great series of events here. The momentum shifting over to Amityville's side. And this is great. They're able to cut the lead down a little bit. And it's a 4-point lead now.
We're going to send it to our sideline reporter, Janaya.
Both Wyandanch and Amityville are playing really aggressive tonight. Hard defense from both sides, and they're going hard on offense, too. The game has been really close all night. The audience is very high energy. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Premsey's first shot goes in, but he has the opportunity for another. The score is now 50-45. Lots of energy from the crowd. And he gets his second shot in, now 51-45. 32 seconds on the clock. 17 points for Premsey tonight. Dodson Isabel. Shot clock has been turned off.
And Wyandanch now to a 6-point lead.
Dickerson, midcourt. 17 seconds on the clock. Motions for his team, gets it to Dodson Isabel. To Mason. 10 seconds. Dickerson, left wing. Dickerson, can he get a shot? Fakes it and gets it. Too short. And Pinnock gets it back. 2 seconds on the clock. Webb has it. And he almost gets that in, but he doesn't. We're going to go to break. Once again, I'm Aaron Curtis, Sean Curtis on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We'll be right back after this break.
I'm Jose. I work construction. My day starts at 4 a.m. Life's tight, but I eat right by choosing one day a week to prep multiple meals with healthy recipes. Then I freeze the extra. I save money by bringing lunch to work. Then dinner is already made. Life just got easier, and I have more time to spend with my family. To learn how to eat right when life's tight, visit snapedny.org to learn more.
SNAP-Ed is funded by USDA Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.
This is Mark Stewart, center for the Amityville basketball team, and you're watching Warrior Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, joined here by Sean Kruder, and we are just about ready for the start of the fourth quarter in this game between these two rivals. And Wyandanch currently has the lead, 51-45. What can Amityville do to get their lead back?
Yeah, they gotta cut down their missed shots. I mean, opportunities getting away from them. They've only got a quarter left to catch up here, and I believe they can do it, but they've got to make some changes. I know Agostino was in there coming out. In there, he was in there during the break trying to change something up as Jordan Hines comes in for Wesley Flight.
Interesting. And now we have Webb mid-court. Amityville shouting defense. Wilkinson, right corner. Wilkinson to Matt Curie, right corner, three-pointer, and he gets it. First points of the fourth quarter for Wyandanch. Bring the score to 54-45. 9-point lead for Wyandanch.
Amityville gonna have to play some catch-up now.
Dodson Isabel to Dickerson. Dickerson left wing. Dickerson tries to get in there, and he gets a shot up. Finally answering to Wyandanch. Amityville finally some points on the board for someone besides Mason. Mason had a lot of points last quarter. Ending Wyandanch's 7-0 run, Dickerson scores for Amityville, bringing it to 54-47. Dickerson's first points of the second half. Matt Curito to Webb. Webb, top of the key, gets it to Premzy. Premzy to Wilkinson, right in the paint. Clinton in there. Premzy in the paint. Gets it to Pinnock, but is closed down by Amityville's defense. Dickerson guarded heavily by Wyandanch here, but gets it to Mason. Mason to Dodson Isabel. Clinton in the paint, and there's points for Clinton. Finally, Amityville's answer to Wyandanch's run is to have one of their own, 54-49.
5 points for Clinton. And then he missed the whole second quarter.
Premzy to Wilkinson, three-pointer, goes right out, and Hines gets it back. Mason getting down there with no one there to stop him except for Wilkinson. No points for him as he's on the ground, but he's all right. Premzy waits it out. Premzy to Webb. Webb all the way to Premzy, left corner, three-pointer, no good. And Hines almost gets it. Wilkinson to Pinnock, and he gets the layup for Wyandanch. 56-49, 5 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game.
7-point lead for Wyandanch here. Amityville's got to make something happen with 5:37 left.
Hopefully they can. Dickerson, top of the key. He's guarded heavily by Wyandanch here. Clinton to Mason. Mason left wing. Some opportunity for his shots here to Dodson Isabel, right corner. Three-pointer denied by Matt Curie. Out of bounds. 56-49, 5 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock. And it is Amityville's ball.
Yep, just enough time to make something happen here. They're only down by 7, but they've got to land some three-pointers, and they have got to play some good defense.
Dodson Isabel is now out, and Flythe back in the game. Dickerson to Flythe, almost stolen away by Webb, but he doesn't. Clinton to Dickerson, three-pointer, fakes it, three-pointer, Dickerson, too short, and Dickerson gets it back. Great hustle by him, almost loses it. Trying to get a shot up, but Wyandanch's defense is too strong, but he does get the opportunity for points on the free throw line.
Yeah. Amir Dickerson trying to take over here and trying to do what a star player does best. He's got to be able to take his team and be able to get this lead back and win. They've got to win his last home game against Wyandanch.
First shot, no good for Dickerson. Again, as I mentioned earlier, converting these free throw points is really important if they want to catch up to Wyandanch and take the lead. They're currently 7 points behind with 5 minutes left in this game. Second shot goes in, bringing the score 56-50. Webb, right wing. Goes hard past Mason, but it goes out,
Webb
and it is
loses
Admiral's
it,
ball.
and it's out on Webb. And he has just had this relationship with the refs all game. After a call he doesn't like, he just blankly stares at the ref, and he's just trying to have his way with them. But it's not going his way.
It is not. You have Mason, top of the key. Hand off to Dickerson. Dickerson looking for a shot here. 19 seconds on the shot clock. Goes past Wyness, loses it, and Webb recovers. Easy shot for Webb here. Layup, and he gets it. 58-50. Wyandanch taking a lead here and keeping it. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in today's game.
Webb has 14 points now. He's showing up when it matters. Amityville got to make something happen.
Mason, three-pointer, no good. Pinnock gets it, and he's foul
on
is called on Flight. That's his fourth foul. And a timeout called by Agostino. Definitely talking things over with his team.
Yup, 8. They're down to 8 with 4:14 left to go. And not out of reach, but Agostino's got to change something, make some adjustments in that timeout. He knows his team could beat them, and he knows that they can. He knows that they can make something happen to come out on top, especially with this energetic home crowd.
Very energetic home crowd, as well as an energetic away crowd. Lots of Wyandanch Warriors made their way to the Ville tonight for tonight's game, and it's really showing.
Wyandanch undefeated in league play here. And the last game that they played against Amityville, one on that buzzer beater that ended up going viral. Seeing it all over the place on social media. And they're trying to recreate that energy. And if Amityville is able to do something like that, win in the last few seconds against Wyandanch at home. Remember, the last game was played at Wyandanch. So with the home crowd's energy in their favor, maybe that's going to change the outcome. But Amityville's got a 4:14 left to change something.
Again, yeah, almost halfway through the fourth quarter. There's a 8-point gap here, and Amityville really needs to step up and start scoring more points. They have a lot of opportunities to score, but are just missing shot after shot, and they need to convert on these opportunities if they want to catch up to Wyandanch.
Yeah, they've got to cut down their missed shots. They've been missing a lot of shots since the second half started. So they've got to change that. They've got to take advantage of their opportunities, and they've got to play good defense. They've got to stop Webb and Wyandanch.
And it's Wyandanch ball. Wilkinson trying to get away from Flight here. Wilkinson, midcourt, dribbling, waiting for a play. Almost loses it. Gets it to Webb, right wing. 4 minutes on the clock. Webb tries to get in the paint, and the shot is good. Bringing the score to 60-50, a 10-point difference right now. Blythe, left wing. Webb falls down, but he gets back up pretty quickly. Hines, and he missed pass to Clinton, goes right out, and is Wyandanch ball.
Webb with 16 points, and he's got 10 in the second half. And talk about making the switch when you're needed most. The Wyandanch now has a 10-point lead, 3:42 left to go. Starting to see him out of reach for Amityville.
Wilkinson, midcourt. 3 minutes, 35 seconds on the clock. Still a 10-point deficit here. Definitely waiting it out. And Dickerson gets the ball back. Rushes in. Can he get a point? And yes, he can. 3 minutes, 19 seconds on the clock. Dickerson brings the score to 60-52.
That's exactly what the Amityville crowd needed. Dickerson falling.
And Wilkinson almost falling too. Premsey 3-pointer. All good for Premsey. 60 to 52, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. What is Amityville's answer to this?
They've got to play good defense. Like I said, they have no answer to Wyandanch's offense here in the second half, and their offense just slowed down. That ball just kicked by Webb over to the bleachers.
Wow, I thought that was coming towards us for a minute. Premsey 20 points for Wyandanch tonight's game. Clinton was fighting pretty hard to get away from the defense there, but Wyandanch defense has definitely been playing very well. Dickerson is motion for his team. Dodson Isabel, top of the key to Mason. Mason, 3-pointer, all good for Mason. 63 to 55, loosening the gap just a little bit.
And that is exactly what Amityville needed, a clutch 3 from Takai Mason. That's going to be a foul on Wyandanch.
That's a foul on
Amityville.
Of Amityville. His second foul of the game. Again, so much energy from the crowd. Never a quiet moment in these stands. 63 to 55. Premsey looking for a shot here. Gets away from Dickerson. And it's the Warriors' ball.
Shot doesn't count. So Amityville is going to need a 3-pointer here. They've still got time to win this game.
Letting the ball roll here. Dawson Isabel. Clark doesn't start till he picks it up. And he picks it up. Trying to be smart with the time frame here. Flythe, left wing. Looks for a shot. 3-pointer. No good. Clinton gets it. Gets in the paint, and it's all good for Clinton. 2 minutes on the clock, 63 to 57. 6 minutes.
Down 5.
Difference.
They're going to need some defense. Amityville on a 5-0 run.
Definitely going to need some defense here by Amityville. Webb in the paint. And the shot is all good off the backboard. And a foul. Opportunity for him to go to the free throw line and score some points. Now a 8-point lead for Wyandanch.
Yeah, they'll have the opportunity to put them up 10 with these 2 free throws.
Just hope that Amityville has some kind of answer to this. The shot goes in, it rolls right in. 1 minute, 44 seconds on the clock, 66 to 57. 9-point deficit here. Dawson Isabel to Dickerson. Dickerson, top of the key, 3-pointer. Too short. And Mason gets it back in, but Dawson Isabel unable to get it. Pretty fast pass there by Mason.
Yeah, starting to seem out of reach for Amityville, but as Wyandanch calls the timeout, a lot of energy from the Wyandanch side. Amityville crowd starting to die down, but you know, nothing's impossible.
Some big runs for Wyandanch in the second half. It's no longer back and forth between the teams. It's beginning to seem that Wyandanch is getting these big runs, and Amityville is unable to answer with a run of equal points. I mean, Wyandanch in the third quarter, a 5-0 run, and bleeding into the fourth quarter had a 7-0 run. And Amityville had a 5-0 run of their own just now, but Webb answered right back, and he broke that. Webb has 19 points in this game, and he's really Wyandanch's star player right now.
Yeah, Webb showing why he's great. Turning it on in the second half. Wyandanch with a 9-point lead. Amityville now looking to make something happen. Don't want to disappoint this home crowd.
And there's just a minute 27 left in tonight's game, a 9-point difference. And the energy is certainly building in this room. both crowds. Very excited to see how this game turns out. Right now it's pointing in Wyandanch's favor, but anything could happen. There's still a minute and a half left in tonight's game. And a lot can happen in that amount of time.
Yep.
Webb to Premzy. Premzy midcourt. Again to Webb. Jumps up to grab it. Webb in the paint to Pinnock. And an easy layup for Pinnock. And Amityville's ball. Dickerson in the paint. Shot denied. Blocked by Webb. And Clinton gets it back. Shoots the ball in Webb's face. Three-pointer, no good. And Dickerson tries the rebound, but Wyandanch's defense is just too strong.
Yeah. That's a strong defense. And now Dickerson's going to go to the free throw line. And he's got to hit these 2 shots and try to put them back in. They need as many points as possible. And with the clock stopped, these would help him out tremendously.
And the first shot goes in for Dickerson. And as I keep mentioning, these free throw shots are really important to keep the lead. The clock is stopped. And the second shot goes in. It's now just a 10-point difference. And a foul, a whistle.
Dickerson with 16 points on the day compared to Webb's 19.
Mason with 23 points for Amityville, their star scorer for today's game. Hopefully see more from him if Amityville wants to take the lead here. Pinnock, 57 seconds on the clock. Full court press by Amityville. Webb almost loses it. Webb in the paint to Wilkinson, fakes a shot. Shot doesn't go. Mason gets it back. Right to Dickerson. Dickerson, 40 seconds on the clock. Three-pointer, no good. Premzy gets it back. Right to Wilkinson, long pass to Pinnock, and Dickerson stop him, and he doesn't even try as he dunks. 25 seconds on the clock, 70-59. Dickerson, half court. Shot clock has been turned off. 17 seconds on the clock to Flythe. Three-pointer, no good. Wyandanch's ball. 10 seconds on the clock. Matt Curie, they're by themselves as Amityville seemingly gives up as he dunks. 4 seconds on the clock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. And that's game. Wyandanch wins 72-59. Certainly a game. What an outcome. Wyandanch takes home the win again. Wow, what a game.
Yeah, what a game and what a finish. It just came out of, game went out of Amityville's reach. And it's just a lot of missed shots from Amityville that could have kept them in. And it's just missed opportunities. And these teams, I believe that they're going to meet in the playoffs. So we'll see what happens.
And maybe they will. I mean, they're the top 2 teams in this league, and Wyandanch remains undefeated right now because of this game. And while the crowd is certainly emptying out right now, many people right on the court, I'm sure Wyandanch will go home happy.
Yep. And, you know, Amityville's got one more game tomorrow, their senior game. But then it's playoffs, and they are definitely, I definitely believe that they'll meet again. Just like Coach Agostino said, that they're going to meet, that if it comes down to the county championship, then anything can happen. It's not just these regular season games.
I mean, it was a much closer game the last time that these two teams faced off a few weeks ago, and I think that the morale certainly has something to do with it. I don't know about the crowd in the last game, but it was certainly lots and lots of people here. So just having, there were so many people here, not just the crowd, not just family and friends and classmates. There were a lot of press here. There was cameras everywhere. News 12. There was visuals everywhere, you know. It's hard, maybe, especially with these kids, you know. They're just kids. They're student athletes. They're in high school. And just having this amount of people watching you and filming you and just watching you, and in this game you're trying to play basketball, you're trying to do your thing, that the sport that you love doing, certainly a lot of pressure on both sides.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure for a young athlete to handle, and I mean they did a great job of handling it. Just an exciting crowd today. And no matter, I know the outcome is a little disappointing for this home crowd, but it's still one of the greatest games high school games that I'll ever be at.
Yes, and in the standings after today, Wyandanch is now 16-0, and Amityville is now 12-3 in league standings. Still 1 and 2 of the league. Definitely the top dogs of League 5.
Yep, and like I said, these teams will both be in the playoffs, the first and second place teams. So we're just going to look to see what's going to happen in these playoffs. Wyandanch, obviously, the heavy number 1, the favorite, and like I said, these teams are going to meet again, in my opinion. If they keep this up, they had a great game today, and I'm looking forward to hopefully see it again.
Lots of people on the court here, but I think the JV teams are about to play. So it's certainly going to be hard to
trying to clear it,
get people off. But we have the announcer, Mr. Asbell, trying to get everyone off.
Yep.
And we're just about done here. Once again, I'm Aaron Kruder, here with Sean Kruder. Post-game show coming up next on the Amityville Broadcasting Network. Final score, 59-72. Wyandanch takes home the win. We'll be right back for the post-game show on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Most of us like to be out in the sun. That's why sunscreen and other safety measures are key to protecting your skin from aging and cancer. The FDA recommends using a sunscreen with a sun protection factor, or SPF, of 15 or higher. Also, look for broad spectrum on the label. That means both harmful ultraviolet A and B rays are blocked. UVA rays age the skin, UVB rays burn, and both cause cancer. But the perfect sunscreen doesn't count if you use it wrong. Don't need sunscreen on a cloudy day? Wrong. 80% of UV rays still get through the haze. Only use sunscreen at the beach? Nope. Anytime you're outside, UV rays attack the skin, so you need protection. And you have to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours. Remember, SPF.
So welcome back to the Amityville Broadcasting Network. We'd like to send you to Coach Agostino after this exciting game.
All right. Hi, Coach.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not so good.
So, what did you think of today's game?
Great first half, terrible second half. We didn't rebound the ball. We had a little trouble rebounding the ball, so it hurt us. We knew that was the number 1 goal, to get defensive rebounds, and we didn't do it.
What makes today's game different from others?
Well, it's the rivalry. The rivalry is amazing. Nothing like Amityville versus Wyandanch. There's nothing like it. It's the greatest.
When I talked to your players, they were all really upbeat. What do you say to your players before the game to inspire that good energy?
Well, just they know what it's about. They know that, this is the greatest rivalry in Long Island history, in Long Island basketball. So they're going to always be up, but unfortunately just couldn't keep it going. We ran out of gas, actually.
Thank you so much for answering these questions for me.
Thank you for that coach interview. I'm your host, Christian Chicas, with your co-host,
Melissa Santos.
And after today's game, Wyandanch versus Amityville, it was exciting. It was, it was breathtaking, because it's just a rivalry that goes all the way back in every single sport, and it's just, they really brought it this game. Both teams brought it to this game. You could even see it in the crowds, where even the crowd's roaring after every single point, and especially after the 3 dunks from Wyandanch.
I agree as well. I could feel the intensity and I could feel how Amityville, the tiredness as well. Wyandanch, number 3, Webb, I could see he was getting tired as well because of how the back and forth and the shooting, because he made most shootings and how aggressive he was as well. But like what Christian said, it was very surprising with a score of Wyandanch 72 and Amityville 59.
Yeah, it was definitely different from the first half of the game, where in the first half of the game, Wyandanch initially started off with a 5-0 run, met by Amityville with a 12-0 run in the second quarter. However, the game really just came down to the third quarter, where initially they were going back and forth. However, Wyandanch goes on 2 runs, a 5-0 run and a 7-0 run, securing their lead, ending the third quarter with 45 to 51 points. And in the fourth quarter, it just did not get better. It started off initially where they're going back and forth again. Amityville goes a 5-0 run, met by Wyandanch's 5-0 run of their own, and that just ended the game. Amityville was not able to defend as well as they wanted to, as we heard from Coach Agostino himself, where rebounds were the name of the game, and Amityville was just not there to play.
Like I said, I agree with Christian again, and I could see how like this time, Amityville, the score wasn't like they weren't like really just like they weren't like, you know, because like last time it was like they were just 1 point behind. But this time it was just like a huge difference.
Yeah, there's difference. I don't know how the team's going to take it, if they're going to take it well. But they might lose motivation after this game. But to me, it seemed like they lost motivation after the first dunk. That first dunk really just brought down the team's morale entirely. And they started playing worse after that game. But they kept trying to bring it back. They kept trying to bring back the aggression that they once had. But after they just kept losing points and letting shots in, it was just, all their motivation was just, it was like if it was drained from them.
Exactly. It was like as when they saw that first dunk, it's like their mindset just like, they were just like, oh, they're going to win and all that. I feel like they should have had that, just like that mindset of just thinking positively, just thinking of that achievement of just like them winning and not giving up. Because like at the end, they just let them have that dunk at the end without even trying.
There were definitely opportunities that led up to these dunks, which just really brought down Amityville's morale, where Amityville would not lose the ball, but they would give up the ball and near their basket, and it was just the right positioning at the right time for number 3 on Wyandanch's team, Webb, to get the first dunk and lower Amityville's morale as much as he could, especially when you hear the crowds roaring after the first dunk. It's just, it gets into the player's head, and you could see it on their faces. But as it kept going, Amityville started losing rebounds. They weren't defending as well. They just couldn't. And as they kept going with the defensive strategy they had in the first half, where they would try to force Wyandanch to go for 3-pointers, Wyandanch was now making these 3-pointers, and it made them rethink their decisions as they started leaving the paint a little more open, and Wyandanch immediately capitalized on that.
I actually agree with that. I felt like Wyandanch was playing like this little game with them, as they kept blocking the area as well when they're trying to shoot, but as well that, you know,
where it was just like, it was more a mental game. It was just a mental game, and Wyandanch won the mental game, bringing down Amityville's morale. What are your final thoughts on today's game?
My final thoughts is that like, Amityville did lose with like a surprisingly like score from the last time they versed. But my final thoughts, to be honest, is that at least they tried their best. But at the same time, they would have to have that like mindset next time of like not thinking of what is gonna happen in the future, but except keep that positive mindset of them winning.
It definitely came down to a game of mentality that Wyandanch just won the mind games, got into Amityville's head, and started making them play a lot worse as they went on consistent runs, a 5-0 run in the third quarter, another 7-0 run in the third quarter, and when Amityville met them with their own run, Wyandanch immediately went right back to their own runs, and they just got in Amityville's head. The final score, 59 on Amityville's side, 72 on Wyandanch's side. Thank you for watching the Amityville Broadcasting Network.
Go to AmityvilleWarriors.com for upcoming broadcasts and events. This has been a presentation of Warriors Basketball on the Amityville Broadcasting Network.